Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have from 1982 when it was called Budweiser Light, but now Bud Light. Bud Light, 4.2% alcohol, 110 calories, brewed with only water, barley malt, rice, hops, yeast, and no, repeat after me, corn syrup. You know, you were about to say that. No corn syrup. Now, Bud Light Platinum has the cane syrup. Many of the other Anheuser-Busch beers use the infamous high fructose corn syrup. Now, I know the government says there's no proof that it's bad. It's probably not really bad. It just, to me, it has such an insidious mouthfeel about it, that high fructose corn syrup. I don't know. I feel weird about a sweetener that the more you drink it, the thirstier you get. Like you drink a Coke with a high fructose corn syrup, you thirst it in before when you drink it. I said, all right, that's not my lawsuit. Okay. Water, barley malt, rice, hops, and yeast. Do I ever drink Bud Light? Yes, when I go work at Bingo, I usually drink Bud Light because that's the freshest one to have. I've been looking at cans of Coors Light and Miller Light, and I'm like, this is out of date. This is out of date. Bud Light, it's super fresh. I wonder why that is. You know why? Because they're drinking the Bud Light and the Coors Light and the Miller Light is staying in the cooler, and they're not drinking it. It's going old. The other possibility is the guy that's buying the stuff for the council, he's not checking the dates. You said, well, you can rely on the stores. They're going to make sure the dates are correct. Yeah, sure. You can rely on your third tier system, your 3-tier system, your distributor. They're dedicated to quality control. They're going to make sure the dates are correct. Yeah, sure. I've noticed that. Like when I bought a beer that was literally over 1 year out of date from one of our big distributors. Yeah, you could trust that. I'm not going to start ranting and raving about the 3-tier system. I'm not going to start ranting and raving about government protected monopolies. I'm not going to start. Michelob Ultra. Sometimes the can is white. Sometimes it's blue. Sometimes it's white. Sometimes it's blue. But it's always red, white, and blue. This superior light beer is 4.2% alcohol as well, but it's only 95 calories, and it was introduced 20 years after Bud Light in 2002. You remember that year? The year when I was writing all those emails to all those world leaders about not attacking Iraq. Probably got my name on too many lists. I'll put these in the fridge to keep them cold. See, when you take an anti-war position, sometimes you could heap a whole lot of trouble on yourself. All right, now, I remember the guy on the radio show who did die of cancer, and I felt bad about that. When I come at you on politics, I'm not against you personally. See, a lot of people can't do that. It's got to be personal. They hate you. I don't hate you. I don't hate any. I don't hate any of these people. I disagree with them on politics, religion, culture, whatever, but I don't hate them, okay? You say, yeah, but some people are full of hate. I understand that. I'm not full of hate. If you're anti-war, you're not full of hate, I don't think. You'd be full of hate if you're pro-war, right? Okay. But he did die, and I felt bad. But he said to me on the radio, well, who do you choose? George Bush? What do you say? You got to choose right now. Who do you choose? George Bush? George W. Bush, you know what I'm talking about. Or Saddam Hussein? And I said, neither. Oh, that was a good call. That was like in December 2002. And then somebody else called the radio show and said, don't listen to that, Jay. He's always calling these radio shows. He's always around with his crazy, mad, incessant anti-war insanity. I was like, that's me. One time I was in Folsom, Louisiana, and some guy kept looking at me funny. I was visiting somebody. And I was like, yes, can I help you? He was nice. He said, you Jay on the radio, huh? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I know your voice. I was like, oh, yeah. I sometimes call about various political topics. But anyway, getting off that, will I be able to tell these apart? Well, you would assume so because Michelob Ultra is such a lighter beer, 15 calories lighter. Same ABV though. This is not the like organic version. I usually rant and rave against Bud Light, talk about I don't like it, I hate it, I have animosity towards it, and then of course I'll drink it, and then I'll rant and rave against Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra, damn you all to hell. Then I was really hot one day in 2013, and I was like dying in the heat. And I was in the Superdome parking lot, and a university was having a tailgate party, you know, in Louisiana. This is literally the university having a tailgate party, and universities have alcohol in Louisiana. So they were like, you want a Michelob Ultra? And I was like, yes, please. And it was so good in that heat. I mean, it was so good. And I was like, wow, I thought the beer was bad, but it was me, not the beer. Like, I was the one that was wrong. So sometimes you get schooled on things and you get corrected and you say, maybe they do know something about brewing. Maybe I'm not an expert like I think just because I make videos. Yeah, you make videos on the internet, that makes you an expert. Didn't you know that? It's sweet. So when I'm not ranting and raving about how garbage these beers are, I'm drinking them. All right. And even buying them on purpose to make a video. I buy regular Budweiser on purpose to drink, or regular Michelob, you know, the one you can't find. I'm gonna read the comments, I promise. It's clean. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's just like, you know what I mean, Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, Missouri sweet. You want to go into that beautiful stable, which is better than most of our houses, and look at those Clydesdale with the little puppy running around, the little Dalmatian. I said, why y'all let that puppy run around in here? They said, so it'll get used to the horses. I said, oh, that makes sense. Zuffy, yeah, okay. Scruffy's a janitor, says, core syrup. Good day, Jay. Sipping some Canadian Club while enjoying the stream. Cheers, says Robert Collins. Oh, Canadian Club. Well, now that you mention it, I do have some left. Zionga says, that's the year my dad took me to the Super Bowl in the Dome, the Pats versus the Rams, 2002. Oh, yeah, and what a game that was. Jeremy Vincent says, cheers. Joseph Keene says, Michelob is way better. You talking about the Michelob Ultra? It's way better than the Bud. You mean the Michelob Ultra is way better than the Bud Light? Like, I agree. I like Michelob Ultra better than between the two. The mouthfeel, okay. I agree. I like, okay. The mouthfeel is totally different. I thought you drank Dixie. Well, I used to drink Dixie when it was $3.99 a six-pack. After Katrina, it went to $7.99. I found other beers. Okay, the appearance, I like Dixie. Or I should say, I liked past tense Dixie when it was at the old brewery. Now, after Katrina, when they were making it on the North Shore in St. Tammany Parish at Covington, what was it used to be called? Heinerbrow, but it got bought out. I don't know how they making any money. But anyway, it was good. And then they went to Minhas, and at first, but then it was good. It was really, they did a good job at Minhas. I know they weren't aging in no Cypress barrels, but it was good. Then when they started, after the Benson family bought it, and they started brewing it and aging it in the old Schlitz plant, the old Schlitz brewery in Memphis, Tennessee at City Brewing under contract. I said, something happened to this. It's not good anymore. Now, the Dixie Voodoo, the Blackened Lager, the Blackened Voodoo, the brown one, that one tastes maybe because it's darker, you could mask imperfections better. I don't know, but it didn't seem bad to me. And we did a review at the hot rod shop and we were bragging on it. Oh, damn. My arm slipped. Hold on. My elbow slipped. Just a little bitty slip up there. Okay. If you want to be techno, I missed the Crimson Voodoo. You remember the red ale from Dixie? Oh, hadn't seen that since 2005 with Katrina. That was a strength. At first, I didn't like it. I could barely finish the 6-pack. Back in 1996, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on with this red ale. This thing tastes some kind of weird sweetness. I don't like it, but I was new to drinking beer. Like, I started in February 96. So then I bought another 6-pack later, and I was like, no. There's something about it that has some appealing qualities. So I'm always trying to defer to the beer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just say a review, bam, I hate it. You know, I try to say, no. Maybe there's something more. I think this one in my left hand is lighter than that one in my right hand, which is more gold. More straw, more gold. But it's such a slight difference. I really couldn't tell you which is which. I don't want to start talking about Dixie beer. Although I could. All right. It's clean. Well, I got to taste it. They're both clean. They're both clean. Now, if I can't see how somebody could smell either one of these beers and talk about, oh, it's so bad. Bad. I mean, if you want to say it's dull, like, oh, it's dull. This beer is dull. I was drinking Michelob, whatever it was. I was drinking Evil Twin, whatever it was. Whatever. I was drinking Norwal, whatever. Okay, well, I mean, I can understand that. It's kind of ricey. Has some body, though. Making me think it's Bud Light. Oh, well, it's fine. It's very bland. I think the world loves bland things because the #1 beer in Louisiana is Bud Light. Now, here where I live in the river parishes, you got all these options, right? So my friend David says, but all they ever drink out there is Bud Light, Bud Light. I said, I know. You think it's exotic, and then you find out it really ain't. And they love Bud Light out here. And Michelob Light too. Go to the country club. You'll see. Riverlands Country Club, Belterre, Ormond. Is it still open, Ormond? Colonial is closed. Doesn't matter. Pontchartrain Park. I'll drink a Michelob Ultra. City Park. English Turn. I don't think that's Michelob Ultra. It's just so thin. It's so dry. It's so narrow in the flavor. By golly, if you had any kind of imperfections in that beer, it would show up in a hot second. Now think about that. That's the light. It's such a light 95 calories. You say, yeah, but what about Bud Select 55? That's barely a beer. A baby could drink that and wouldn't get tipsy. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying it's nominally an alcoholic product. Nominally so. Would like to get me some Black Label Bud Select though and do these taste challenges, but they don't sell it in this parish anymore. I was talking to the distributor. I said, what's the deal, man? He said, nobody would buy it out here. It's all going out of date. He said, but up the river in the next parish, they can't keep it on the shelf. Bud Select, 95 calories, 4.3% alcohol. And I see you getting a little more, starting to edge up. And you'll notice a lot more depth with that. That was sort of a failed project because if you remember Bud Select, it's like a big deal. And then I think what happened was Michelob came right behind it And then they were saying, we can't sell the same product twice or virtually the same product. So they had to kind of push Bud Select and Budweiser Select from Budweiser and the Select 55 over to the Edge. They put out so much stuff, it's sort of like starts interfering with each other. You know, the different brands. It's clean too. This is going to be a tough challenge. I was worried about this. I like your open mind. Yeah, regular Michelob was around here in West Michigan. Now it's gone. I can still get regular Michelob, but it's a chore. But I'm going to get some more. I got to get some more. In Arkansas, too, that and Natural Light. What? Natural Light is like flooding our market. I could bathe in Natural Light. Around here. All right. As Tim would say, around here. All right. I like South Carolina. I stayed in Spartanburg a couple of times. Michelob Ultra is some good carbonated water. Says the door is 93. But if I had to go for a light beer, right, like if you had to do it, like you wouldn't really drink these on purpose unless you're on a diet. And if you're on a diet, fine. That's why light beer was invented in 1967. But back then it was called diet beer. I'm telling you the truth, diet beer. I went over like a Led Zeppelin. Nobody bought that. Showed a lady in leotards. When I'm drinking diet beer, you know, I'm working out and all, and people were like, no thanks. And then there was all with the rebranded in 1975, big football guys, you know, hey, great taste, less filling. So they took a different approach. Macho people drink light beer. That really wasn't the case. But then it became the case because of the commercials. And now you got all the tough guys like, I'm going to whip your butt. I'm going to whip your butt, punk. And I'm drinking light beer because I don't want to gain weight. Ooh, so seltzery. So it's kind of comical. Now, you wouldn't gain weight except for the fact that you drink a case every day, which kind of deletes the defeats the purpose of drinking a light beer. Like people say, I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to have a salad. And I look at the salad and I'm like, probably not going to lose weight with that monstrous salad that could feed a family. Ooh. I'd take High Life Light if I had to pick a light beer. So Scruffy the janitor. Oh. I think High Life Light's going to kill all of these beers. That's the hidden secret. That's the secret weapon. That's the weaponized beer. If you want to be techno. I've always said that since 1985. I'm obsessed with saying if you want to be techno because I watched Larry Holmes when he fought Michael Spinks. All right, now, oh yeah, Miller High Life. I didn't say Miller Light. Nope, I said Miller High Life Light. That's your secret weapon in the light beer world. Now, it'll be really serious then. Then it's going to be, we can call it not a taste challenge. We can call it, nah, it's on. I know a lady. Let me see. Watch what you say. She buys Miller High Life a lot. That's what I'll say. And she loves it. Yeah, they might as well eat a hamburger if you're going to put tons of dressing, etc., on a salad. It's comical, but it's really sad when you look at it because you think, how can this person eat this and think they're going to lose weight? You know, they're like, let me get my salad. It's like, you need help carrying that because it looks pretty heavy. Yingling Light is my secret weapon, says BT4K. Now, I like Yingling Light. I'm not going to be lying to you on the internet. I mean, I don't love it. I wouldn't actually buy it on purpose. But if I had to drink a light beer, Yingling Light would be a choice. Genesee Light would be a choice, except I can't get it in Louisiana. Bud Light would, Dixie Light would not be a choice. There is no way. There is no way. I'm paying $7.99 for a 6-pack of light beer. Although the way the world's going, pretty soon that'll be a value. Yeah, those are good beers. Louisiana is a. Nobody's going to talk bad about Louisiana on this channel. All right. You're thinking of San Francisco. So scruffy. Right. I've been there. Okay. I'm kidding around like I usually do, but I really can't tell them apart. Tell you the truth. The prices, Michelob Ultra's more expensive. They're really smart because they're selling a kind of ordinary product, but they're selling at a premium level and people are gobbling it up like crazy. You know, you say, well, all you do is show joggers and athletic people on the commercials and they charge them $13.99 a 12-pack and they buying it like mad. I hate when people say that's too much. They charge them too much. It's an unfair price. There's no such thing as you say, oh Lord, not a bunch of libertarian stuff. That's right. Yeah. There's no such thing as an unfair price. If you're willing to pay it, then it's fair. You hear me? I always found the Michelob Ultra marketing scheme quite interesting. Marketing towards athletes and fitness enthusiasts and all that. Right. But some people resent marketing. They're very dour and angry all the time. I'm going to go get the beers and come back. And I talked to these people on, wait a minute, how can I get the beers and pour them? I can't pour the beer in the glass. I don't know which glass is which. I think that, like, duh. Okay, I think the one on my left hand is the Ultra, but it's close. I mean, it's close. Wait a minute. I'm gonna pay $10.98 for Bud Light, and I'm gonna pay $13.98 for Michelob Ultra, and I can't tell them apart. I don't think so. Sorry, Michelob Ultra, you lose by default. I think it's MU. Sound like a Beach Boys album. MU. Hey, I got it right. It's slightly lighter in the body. You know what I mean? Like it's. My friend Paul has an interesting theory. He said, "You know why they drink light beer?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because they can drink a lot, and it doesn't taste like much, and they can get drunk before the LSU game." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "That's why they drink light beer. They can drink it all day, and they get drunk, and it doesn't have any flavor." And it's low calorie. It's like more like, you know, it's like more of the junk in the veins theory. I said, that's a bizarre theory. He said, that's why they invented light beer. But yet he does live in the Woodlands, Texas, so he probably knows about all that. I'm going to drink 4 beers in a whole day. I don't care if I'm going to a tailgate party or not. You hear what I'm saying to you? If I'm off, like today I didn't work, so I drank 4 12-ounce beers the whole day. This is a true story. Now, whether you resent it or not and you're angry, I talk to people on Facebook sometimes and I'll say, man, you're angry all the time. I don't understand why you're so angry. I know it's not about me. Like they'll direct anger to me, but I'll tell them, I know it's not about me. You know, I didn't know you in 1981. I don't know what happened to you then, but whatever it is coming out now. But and I'm sorry about that. I don't get pleasure from that. But what was I saying? Okay, something about beer. All right, but anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like they're very close. And he said they're doing it just to drink. But I drank 4 beers on a whole day. I'm off of work today. So I drank the Dogfish Head, the Perfect Disguise. Well, that one was a little confusing, but you'll have to watch. I gave it a good score, and I was generally pleased. And then I did the and this was even much more confounding, and I had to do a second video because the first was ragged. It was right. Well, the Dogfish Head was 8%, and it was too close behind. But I did the Skull. They call it Skull Rich Gold. Rich Gold West Indies rum. And it's unusually light. It's gold, but only barely. It's more straw than gold. It's obviously not colored, and I couldn't get over that. I was drinking it, and I said, oh, I'm going to make a 20-minute video with this. And I did. And then I thought, who wants to watch a 20-minute video? So I deleted it. I redid it as more concise, but I couldn't get over that. I couldn't get over it. Couldn't get over it. So now these are 2. This is 2 and 3, and then later number 4, and that's it. Now you could be, say, oh, you lie, you're drinking 10 in a day, and well, I'm telling you, I'm drinking 4. What's going to be the 4th one? I don't know. Oh, crap. I know this much. Damnation. I forgot to buy the Coors Banquet. I was supposed to do, yeah, well, that's all right. I'll get it later in the week. I bought the Schlitz 6-pack. I bought the Pabst Blue Ribbon 6-pack. I bought and I was going to get the Coors. Because Walmart had the tall cans, but I said, why buy a tall can? And it's not even a good deal. And I can go to Food for Less and get the Coors 6-pack. I'm talking about pint cans. I'm talking about 12-ounce cans for $4.71. And Walmart had them for $6.89. I said $6.89 at Walmart, $4.71 at Food for Less. Guess where I'm going? Now Walmart has many great prices, but they don't always win. They don't always win. You got to watch Walmart. They make it up. They are slick. That's a slick company. They'll give you a low price on the left hand, and in the right hand, they're doing 40% more than the other hand. On a product, you can go to another store and get it for 40% less. True story. Brilliant. So I watched, and I said, I'm going to Food for Less. Then I forgot to buy the Coors. But that PBR and that Schlitz was fresh. Oh, they had some good dates on those. Not great, but good. Okay, let's look at the comments. So what's better? There's no better. It's a tie. Look, I cannot see how somebody could rant and rave that Michelob Ultra is so much better than Bud Light. It is. It's slightly paler. It's $3 more, a 12-pack, and you're going to talk about how much better it is? We're talking about light beer now. Rice beer, which I prefer rice beer. Oh, well, maybe the Bud Light is a 90 out of 100, and maybe the Michelob Ultra is a 92 out of 100. It's a little bit better, but it ain't $3 a 12-pack better. Might be for you, ain't for me. I don't play golf. People are saying 90 out of 100. It's crazy. No, I'm not crazy, but we're talking about light beer. We're not talking about farmhouse ale or bottle conditioned English IPA or Polish Mockney. Talking about American light rice lager. In that style, these are exceptional. Not that I ever buy the style. I don't really care for the light, thin body, okay? I'm saying that to you right now. But I cannot sit here honestly and say I hate them. When I go work at Bingo and I drink a Bud Light, only one. I only drink one. And they look at me like I'm crazy. They tell me that every time. You can drink as many as you want. I say, oh, I just want a single one. We have liquor, Canadian blended whiskey. We have Jack Daniels. We have the barrel proof, the Elijah Craig barrel proof. We have gin, and it's the Distiller's Reserve gin. We have wine, and we have beer, and there's no limit. You can drink more. They tell me this. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to drink one. And I know they're telling each other secretly, he's probably a homosexual, you know, because it's like to them, There's no logic behind that. They're saying it's free. He drinks one. What's wrong with him? And I had one guy take me aside once and say, you know, look, like he's going to give me a life lesson. You know, when I'm off on Saturdays, I drink a whole 12-pack of Bud Light. That's what you need to do because you're off. You're not at work, right? I say, well, I drank 4 that whole day. And they're probably secretly talking about it's a lost cause. He's crazy. He drinks one beer and it's free. It's like, okay, I'm selling sheets. I'm trying to keep my money straight. And I'm not an alcoholic like some other people. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. Even that whole thing is fun. You know, like people looking at you like you're crazy because you don't drink but 1 free beer, even though you could drink 10. You could drink 10. There's no charge. Do you not understand this procedure? And I'm like, I clearly understand it. All right. I always found the Michelob Ultra marketing scheme. Oh, every day, TLC 69 said, every day I get off of work, you're on a stream. Haha. Is the Amber Bock worth it? Yes. I've never had it. It's worth it. Have a good night, Ron. Cheers. It's worth it, and I tend to put it in taste challenges. And I have so many amber beers lined up, I can't get over it. I got so excited Saturday thinking about the amber beers, the dark lagers to taste challenge. I just kind of went like giddy. You know, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Keep it all in check. Like Coolio. Don't get crazy. Oh, no. Jeremy said, honestly, I've never done a blind taste test between Michelob Ultra and Bud Light, but I bet it's probably closer to taste than I think. It is close. Have you tried Great Lakes beer from up here in Ohio? I like the Commodore Perry. This is BT4K. I did try Great Lakes and quite a few of them, and it was a big hoopla when it arrived in Louisiana, but it didn't make it. They didn't sell too well. We will see them occasionally from time to time, but very rarely. Another catastrophic failure was when the Point Brewery beers showed up in 2012. And I loved Stevens Point beers, but they bombed. But everybody's beers bomb in Louisiana because everybody in Louisiana is either drinking Bud Light, 90% of the people, or they're running behind Louisiana craft beers like Ghost in the Machine. So that's just the case. People are not particularly interested in out-of-state craft beers. I am. I'm one person. I cannot keep them on the shelf. Maxwell says, hello, Ron. Glad to see you. Greetings to you in Russia, Maxwell. I'm glad to see you. Jeremy Vincent, they're based out of Cleveland, has some pretty good brews. I've always enjoyed Great Lakes. Coors Banquet is a great macro beer, says Jeremy. You got that right. How are you? What's new? How is the weather? I'm fine. There's not much new, except that Paul Honor of Germany sent me this T-shirt. And then they sent me 2 empty cans and said, here's a preview of what's coming. I couldn't get over that. I was like, cans, okay. There was nothing in the cans. They said, get ready because they're coming and it's going to be beer in it. I said, oh, yeah. All right. And the weather is fabulous. It's dry. One of those 40 days a year we get that's dry, crisp, sun everywhere. Look at this. I'm going to open the shade. Sun everywhere. Have you been to Europe? If so, where? No, I have not. Burping is funny. Noble burp from a good drink. Yes. Okay, well, that's it. Nice T-shirt. You got that? It's comfortable. Oh, this T-shirt is comfortable. You know, some shirts are just so comfortable. They're like fit perfectly. I would never buy these. I'm going to tell you the truth. But that's not a knock against the products. I don't drink light beer. It's just not my thing. But if I was looking to drink a light beer, I can't honestly think where anything would be better than these, except for Miller High Life Light, which we're going to get to that. But you hear what I said? Miller High Life Light. I know it's made with corn syrup. I don't care. It tastes good. Maybe because of the corn syrup. Now, but these are fine. They're fine. They're so light. They're so thin. They're so crisp. They're so snappy. They're so perfected and clean, and oh so clean. I mean, they're fine. And I mean fine in more than one way, like specifically fine, like finely tuned. You know what I'm saying? So, they're everything you hated in a beer and more. You know what I mean? Like, you say, I hate it. It's thin. It's a big company. I don't like it. Oh, it's all of it. But I would drink it. All right. You know what I mean? Do you ever try Flying Dog? No, we cannot get Flying Dog beers in Louisiana, to my knowledge. All right. Well, that was a very interesting taste challenge. You say, what's coming up next? What's coming up next, you old drunk? Well, a lot. Oh, wow. You know, like Bud Light versus Miller Lite. Eric Lyons fan will probably join me on this hangout. Actually, he probably won't. But anyway, he loves drinking that Miller Lite. Got Coors Banquet. Well, when I buy it, Schlitz versus Miller High Life. Got Pabst Blue Ribbon versus Miller High Life. Got Schlitz versus Budweiser. Got Pabst Blue Ribbon versus Budweiser. And so much more. Oh, so much. However you say it. It's a lot more. Like they say that. That's how they say that. All right. Well, thanks for watching this video production. Y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana. Look at this weather. Now, it was raining last night. Well,